Dear viewers, welcome to our channel GVS Bank Academy. Now I am going to discuss record questions from IOB Scale 2 to 3 examination. Question number 21. This is a continuation of part 2. Question number 21. Large Exposure Framework. LEF. Large Exposure Framework. Under RBI guidelines of Large Exposure Framework norms, maximum exposure extended to a group counterparty as per RBI directions. It has increased from 25 to 30% of Tier 1 capital up to 30th June 2021. So, under large exposure framework, one bank can take exposure to a group counterparty. That means a group company up to 30% of Tier 1 capital up to 30th June 2021. From 1st July 2021 onwards, again that is 25% of Tier 1 capital. That is the large exposure framework for group counterparty. Large exposure framework for single counterparty is single borrower is 20% of Tier 1 capital of the bank. That is. This is large exposure framework exposure norms. Question number 22. For medium enterprises, rate of interest linked to external benchmark rate with effective from 1st April 2020. For medium enterprises, rate of interest linked with external benchmark rate 1st April 2020. Already for micro and small enterprises, 1st October 2019 onwards, the rate of interest are linked with the external benchmark rate. That's why RBI had given direction from 1st April 2020 onwards. Loan advances to medium enterprises are going to be linked with this external benchmark rate. This is the government. Whenever we are giving a loan, a government loan account or government guaranteed account, when there is no transaction since 180 days, what is the status of the account of that account? That is the standard account only, because this is the classification of NPA of government guaranteed advances or loan to government departments. Because when the loan was guaranteed or loan given to central government, NPA norms are not applicable for that account. The credit facility is backed by guarantee of the central government. Even though overdue is there, that account cannot be treated as NPA till the government repudiates. Repudiates means take back its guarantee after invocation of bank guarantee. That is the concept. That's why in this case, when up to the guarantee repudiates by government, the account will continue in standard category only. But after 90 days, income in this account cannot be taken into realization concept. So after 90 days, the income in this borrowable account cannot be recognized, cannot be booked into our revenue account. That is called government loan account is no transaction. But this concept may be a little bit different to state government guaranteed advances. When a state government guaranteed advances, 90 days concept overdue is there, 90 days concept overdue, automatically the account turn to NP. That's why a slight difference is there between central government guaranteed advances and state government guaranteed advances. Question number 24. What is the percentage of risk weight in where the account is downgraded to unrated from rated? When a account is downgraded to unrated from already rated account, what is the risk weight? That is 150%. Risk weight is 150%. This is the RBI guidelines. Claims on corporates means loan to corporates, asset finance companies, non-banking finance companies, investment finance companies having aggregate exposure loans from banking system from all banks of more than 100 crores. If any NBFC, AFC or corporates enjoying more than 100 crores from the banking system, which was earlier rated presently unrated 150% with immediate effect. The account for all the CR capital adequacy purpose, the account risk weight for this account is 150%. This is about the Basel 2, Basel 3 capital calculation, CRR capital calculation, risk weighted purpose. Question number 25, opening of accounts of foreign students. Any foreign students are coming for studies in India, our banks are allowed to open for the students, foreign students, NRV account, non-resident ordinary account against the pending verification of local address. Yes, it is allowed. During that verification, up to 30 days period, we can allow create in that account $1,000 or its equivalent amount, US dollar 1,000 or equivalent amount, or and a cap of rupee 50,000 only, it can be, you can allow withdrawal in that account. Maximum cap is 50,000 rupees in aggregate in the 30 days period. After that, within 30 days, he can give the local address. Then these restrictions are going to be lifted. This is called opening of accounts to foreign students. During the pendency of verification of local address, these transactions are allowed. Students for Pakistan, after taking RBI permission only, we can open the account. Now, this is question number 26. What is the amount of default of first loss portfolio guarantee to be borne by bank in case of CGFMU, Credit Guarantee Fund Micro Units? Whenever you are giving loan, Mudra loans, what is the amount of default of first loss portfolio guarantee to be borne by the bank? Means we cannot get the coverage on the first loss portfolio amount. What is the first loss portfolio? On the crystallized portfolio of the member lending institution, means bank as a whole, of these loans, 3% of the folio will be borne by the bank only. So first 3% of the crystallized portfolio, we are not getting anything else. The remaining amount, over and above the 3% of the crystallized portfolio, you will get 75% on pro rata basis. After exclusion of 3%, on the remaining amount, you will get 75% of on pro rata basis subject to RT certificates. So this is about the Credit Guarantee Fund Micro. This is the latest change. That's why they are asking in the exam. This is a latest change. National Rural Livelihood Mission, SHG, Credit Guarantee Fund Micro Unit. Loan coverage increased from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. Now, we can give loans under NRLM, National Rural Livelihood Mission, SHG groups, you can give 20 lakhs. Up to 20 lakhs also, we are getting cover from CGFM, Credit Guarantee Fund for Micro Units. Both are changes. Participants have to note it, both are very latest changes. That's why possibility of chances are there for examination. External commercial borrowings, borrowing from other countries, external commercial borrowings for startup units. For startup units, what are the conditions for? Startup should be incorporated as a private limited company or a registered as a partnership firm or LLP also. The minimum duration, minimum average maturity of the external commercial borrowing is 3 years. Minimum average maturity is 3 years. Amount per year $3 million. Per year 3 million or equivalent amount is there. From where we can borrow, that is the important question. Where we can borrow our startup units? Yes, we are allowed to borrow from all the countries who are belonging to FATF, Financial Action Task Force compliance countries. Any of the country, any of the member, we can borrow subject to FATF compliance country. Currency, freely convertible currency, or in INR also we can borrow. So, all-in cost ceiling rate of interest is as agreed between the borrower and lender. So, from this ECB for startup, two important points are there. One is maturity. Minimum average maturity will be 3 years and amount of loan up to 3 million per year. These two are very, very important. Others are flexible. PMEGP, second loan for service sector, 25 lakhs. Second loan for 25 lakhs and manufacturing sector 1 crore. Remaining full details we had discussed under part 2. Through part 2 uploaded video we had already and clearly discussed about PMEGP loan, second loan. Red flagged account or red flagging of accounts. Based on early warning signals in the borrower account, number 1. Number 2, loan accounts of 50 crores and above, borrower accounts. Based on early warning signals, the bank has to decide whether any fraud is there or not. That is the red flagging of account. This is RBI guidance. This is applicable to all banks also. If a bank is a sole lender in that borrower account, this red flagging of account and reporting to RBI has to be completed within a month. Within a month, they have to complete. Then, lending under consortium advance or multiple banking facilities. First, they have to take the consent of 60% of the lender's consent is required. Then afterwards, the entire exercise to be completed within 6 months from the date of the first member bank reported. From the date of reporting of the early warning signal to the group members, within 6 months, they have to complete this. After completion, they have to report whether any fraud element is there or not. If fraud element is there, they have to report to RBI under CRILC fraud for CRILC. CRILC CRILC fraud for. Question number 30, National Payments Corporation of India. National Payments Corporation of India, established by RBI, has implemented National Automated Clearing House. NPCI implemented National Automated Clearing House for banks, financial institutions, and corporates and governments. A web-based solution to facilitate interbank, high-value electronic transactions, which are very repetitive and periodic in nature. For doing the repetitive and periodic nature of transactions, NPCI started National Automated Clearing House. This question also they are asking in so many other banks, other scales also. Section 143A of NI Act. This is the amendment in 2018. NI Act amendment 143A. This section empowers the lower court in the dishonor of checks because of insufficient of balances. The lower court to order the drawer of the check to pay interim compensation to the complainant. How much in interim compensation? Quantum of interim compensation shall not exceed 20% of the amount of the checks. When after filing of our the complaint with the lower court order the interim order for payment of compensation. The quantum of compensation is restricted to not exceed 20% of amount of the check. This amount the drawer has to pay 60 days. It can be extended by another 30 days if sufficient genuine grounds are there. Section 32, minority communities are 6 Muslims, Christians, Zoroastrians, Buddhists and Jains. These are the minority communities. This question was also asked in other scales. Other scales also they had asked in this. Question number 33, NRLM, National Rural Livelihood Mission. Percentage of borrowers, 50% of the beneficiaries are SC and ST beneficiaries, 15% are minority communities and 3% are persons with disability. This question they are asking in almost all examinations. 50% for borrowers are SC, ST, 15% are minorities, 3% are with disability. 34. Purpose of loan or use of loans. At the time of sanctioning loan under NRLM SHG members, you have to see whether that purpose is generating any income or not. This is the meaning of this. In order to facilitate use of loans for increasing the improving the livelihood of SHG members, it is advised that at least 50% of the loans above 2 lakhs will go to income generating purpose. 50% of the loan amount above 2 lakhs income generation purpose. 75% of the loan amount 4 lakhs and above will go to income generation, and at least 85% of the loans above 6 lakhs. If you are giving a loan above 6 lakhs, out of that 80% will go to income generating purpose. That is there. Income generating productive purposes. In their micro credit plan, they have to prepare accordingly. The same question was also repeated in IOB 3 to 4 on same day, 26/9. So this is very, very useful and information for important also. National Urban Livelihood Mission, dash percentage of members from urban poor families. At the time of financing under NULM, at least minimum 70% of the members belongs to urban poor families. 70% urban poor families. Priority sector. So compulsory 2 to 3 questions they are asking. This is export credit. What is the priority sector? Incremental export credit over corresponding date of the preceding year, previous year, up to 2% of adjusted net bank credit or credit equivalent to off balance sheet exposure, whichever is higher, subject to sanction limit up to 40 crores for borrowing. So under export credit, maximum sanction limit for borrower is 40 crores. Canara Bank also 2 to 3 years. For repairs to damaged dwelling units, metro areas 10 lakhs we can finance, and other areas 6 lakhs. The same question was also Canara Bank 2 to 3 December. Bank credit to non-banking financial companies. Bank credit to non-banking financial companies, including housing finance companies, for onward lending. For onward lending will be allowed up to an overall limit of 5% of individual bank total priority sector. It means that a bank can achieve the priority sector target credit through financing to NBFCs for onward lending, maximum 5% of the priority sector target. This is about the 36 question priority sector. Thank you very much, viewers, for supporting our YouTube channel, and we are regularly updating the YouTubes regarding JAB examinations, CAB, and promotional examination also. Thank you very much for watching our videos. Thank you very much for all.